slow internet speeds, slow ISP. Slow internet. That's an oxymoron, right? Slow internet. Technology is supposed to be help you to do things fast, help you to speed up, get things done really quickly. And I'm really tired today because of slow internet. In the age of super fast fiber optics, super fast broadband, God knows whatever else they're calling it, super lightning, firewire, thunderbolt and all that. I've got this slow internet at home, this slow upload speed, and being a multiple media manager, meaning that I manage multiple forms of media. Sometimes I'm doing photography, sometimes I'm doing video. And this week I was doing some filming a little reasoning show that I have for my channel. And what happens is when I do the filming, the interviews and that kind of stuff, once you've filmed it and you chopped it up and you cut it up and you've got the file to transfer, obviously you got to upload it. Yeah? And because my internet speed, my upload speed is so slow, it is slow, painfully slow. What I tend to do is I bring that file to we've got this fast internet shop. It's around the corner down the road. In fact, there's two blazing fast internet access. Yeah. And because I don't do that much uploading of, huge files, because I could get fast upload internet here, I could get that if I want to, but it's not really that cost effective because I don't do that much. So on the odd occasion when I do it, I'll go around to the shop, they'll charge you about £1. Well, in one shop, they charge you £1 for an hour. In the other shop, it's £1.50 for an hour, which is fair enough, because I don't use the service that often. So that's what I did. I had this job that I did, this filming session that I did, and I needed to upload the video. And just to let you know how slow my internet at home is, if I film 15 minutes, if I've got 15 minutes, anything up to about 15 minutes to upload, if I attempt to upload it here on my internet, it will take anything up to 2, maybe 3 hours to upload 15 minutes of footage. If I take that same 15 minutes of footage over to the internet shop, the blazing fast upload internet shop, we can get that footage uploaded in the first shop, about 20 minutes. In the second shop, which is slightly slower, probably closer to 30 minutes. Which is cool still. It's a whole lot faster than 2-3 hours, right? So that's what I do. That's a little practice that I do. I had a little problem. I mean, obviously one shop I prefer to go to than the other. And because the fast shop where I normally go to, it's a smaller environment. There's about six computer bays, friendly family environment. I prefer to go there. But for some reason, it always seems to be closed. So I have to go to the second shop, which is a whole lot larger. All kinds of crazy people are there. You've got women with children, drunk people. There's always some kind of argument going on in the background. But, if I have to go there, I have to go there. You have to pay extra, but it does the job. Anyway, I had this job, filmed this little reasoning yesterday, and needed to get it up. The problem is, right, if the files are over 4 gigabytes, which means obviously it's longer than 15 minutes, right? The job yesterday, the file was 5.2 5.7 gigabytes. It came up to close, it was 58 minutes long. Yeah. So I'm trying to transfer the file onto a SD card to bring down to the internet shop so I can upload it. God knows how long it's going to take. 50 minutes, I reckon in the fast shop I could get it done in maybe an hour and a half, maybe coming up to 2 hours, something like that, which is cool. For some reason, the 5.7 gigabyte file will not go on a 32 gigabyte SD card. And the reason why it won't go on is because the format of the SD card is MS-DOS. MS-DOS, for some stupid PC reason, cannot accept files in chunks larger than 4 gigabytes. Fail. What is that about? We're in the 21st century and we can't put files. MS-DOS cannot handle files. Windows cannot handle files, video files in chunks bigger than 4 gigabytes. Anyway, I didn't know this. This is something I just, when you discover this, when you're trying to actually do it, it becomes really frustrating. So what do? You go online, type in your problem. Of course it came up. Yes, it is Windows, because something to do with the file structure that was made from back in the days, the MS-DOS days, long before Christ or whatever it is. And it cannot handle files bigger than 4 gigabytes. So what do? How am I going to get around this? Scratch my head. Dig into it a little bit more. Then I discover that there is an extended version of a FAT file format, which is that's the name of the format, FAT. Obviously it's not fat enough if it cannot handle 4 gigabytes. So anyway, there's this new version apparently called, is it exFAT? Extended FAT, exFAT, which doesn't have this 4 gig restriction. So, after piling and plowing through pages and pages of pages trying to find a resolution to this problem, I came up with that. And it said, because I'm using a Mac, right? It said if you go on your Mac, you can format the SD card, reformat it for exFAT. And once you've done that, files should go on there. So of course that's what I did. Beautiful. Found it on there, put it in, exFAT, reformat, beautiful. Solution, problem solved. Drag the file across onto the SD card, 5.7 gigs, it goes across, is it that way? Done, few seconds, I'm laughing. So, off I go to the high-speed internet shop, which for some reason, the internet shops that I've used always seem to have these old Macs these old PCs that looks like they found them on a skip somewhere or whatever. There's old beaten up, battered looking PCs. So I'm thinking, are these PCs even going to be modern enough to be able to recognize extended FAT? Guess what? Oh my God. Frustration. I seem to be thwarted at every angle. I'm asking the universe, what have I done for you to be blocking me at every angle? So anyway, every time I go to these internet shops, I always seem to have problems. Because obviously being somebody that uses a Mac, when you have to then use a PC, which means you have to switch your brain around, go back into the 1900s way of thinking, because when you plug something into a PC, it doesn't appear on the desktop. So you're waiting for this thing to appear on the desktop and nothing appears on the desktop. So now you've got to plow your way through all these files to try and find where this device is that you've just plugged in. And all the while you're doing this, the time that you've bought to upload your file is going down. Ding, 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 ding. It usually takes me about 10 minutes to find out where this thing is that I've plugged in, this little SD card, and click on it and open it up. So anyway, I was trying to do this. I found out where the SD card was, where it appeared on the Windows system. Clicked on the card and it said, do you want to format? This card is not formatted. I had to go and see the guy over the side in the little window that you go and see to get the allocated a machine. Do your machines recognize exFAT? That's what I said to him. He was like, this is expression. Huh? Do your PCs recognize extended FAT? Try next machine. Try next machine. The man says, try another machine. He switches me over to another machine. I got my fingers crossed. Please, please, please. Plug it in. Find out where the SD card comes up. Click, click, click. Double click it. This card is not formatted. Would you like to reformat your card? Cut a long story short, the machines were too old to even recognize extended FAT. So, I got 4 choices now. 1, I can go back home, cut the file into 2, put it back on the SD card in the normal FAT format, and upload 2 files, join them together in a playlist, which I don't really want to do. Don't really like that idea, you know. If it's 1 program, I want it to be 1 file. If it's 2 files, which you could do it that way, what tends to happen is people watch the first clip, and if they don't really like it so much, then they don't watch the second clip. So the first clip will have high numbers and the second clip will have low numbers, and it just, no, I didn't really like that option. The second option was I could crunch the file, the physical file size down till it's small enough to fit in the 4 gig limit that FAT places on files. But that means reduced quality. You got all this equipment to film and get the best quality, and then you have to reduce the quality because stupid MS-DOS, stupid PCs cannot handle more than 4 gig. So didn't really want to do that. Didn't really like the sound of that, reducing the quality. So the third option was find an internet shop that uses Macs, and then none of this would be a problem. You can just, go there and upload whatever you want to upload, whatever size it is, and everything will be fine. You won't have to spend 10 minutes searching for where the SD card is, because once you plug it in, it'll appear on the desktop like it's supposed to in the 21st century, and everything would be fine. However, I have never even seen an internet shop that uses Macs. Never, 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 never. If somebody knows of an internet shop that uses Macs in London, please let me know. So that option, although it sounded beautiful and wonderful and would have resolved my situation, the easiest, the last option, go back home, switch on your Mac, and upload your file on your treacle-slow internet, which is probably going to take 4 days for it to upload. As horrible as it sounds, and as distressing as it sounds, that is the option that I chose. So I thought, you know what I normally do if I've got a big file. When I say a big file for me is usually about one that's 20 minutes long. What I normally do is, before I go to bed, put it on the computer, set it to upload, go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning, it's usually done. This was an hour long, 58 minutes long. So I thought, let's not waste no time. When I get home, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. When I get back home, I'll start the upload from then, and then we'll see how long it takes. So that's exactly what I did. Put it on, set it to upload, got on with some other things. What I should have done, because I've got 2 main computers that I use to do work, I should have set it on the backup computer. At least then I would have had the main computer free so that I could get on with some editing or some other things. But because I was so stressed, from having to deal with all of this, I put it on my main computer and I left it uploaded. 1 hour passed, 2 hour passed, I got on with other things, went out, did some shopping, you know, done some homeschooling stuff with my daughter. 3 hours, 4 hours passed, 5 hours passed, 6 hours. Went upstairs to check. I think after about 4 or 5 hours, I checked the bar, you know, the upload, that little blue bar, the upload bar that I hate, that's your enemy, that laughs at you every time you look at it and sometimes even seems to go backwards. When I looked at it, it was, I think it was 24% after about 5 hours. My internet is slow. Oh my God. And I don't know what it is with the fact that you're uploading something. You can't really use the internet on any other device because that slows it down even more. And because you can't, it makes you realize how much you actually use the internet when you can't actually use it. It makes you realize and appreciate how much of our lives is taken up with using this thing, especially somebody like me who does multiple media, or, you know, if you're using social networking or whatever. It just shows you how important this thing is. Anyway, made dinner, had dinner. We ended up listening to music. It was kind of pretty old school. It was like in the old school days before the internet. You know, sat around the kitchen table, we played music, you know, had conversation that you don't normally have with your family. You know, sitting there, drawing, laughing, listening to music, which was kind of good. And then I think I went to bed about midnight, something like that. Went to bed midnight, checked it before I went. I think it was just about on 50%. Something like that. So anyway, to cut a long story short, if this is short, I know this is getting a bit long now. Long story short. 16 hours later, 16 hours later, when I came and checked the blue bar, it had like 2% to go. And you know, that is the worst when you're watching the blue bar and it's got 2% to go, because the blue bar knows you want it to go that 2% and it ain't going that 2%. It's just going to sit there and look at you and say, I'm going to watch you watching me, you know. And you're so anxious now because it's been all these hours. What if the electricity cuts off? What if the computer crashes? What if something happens? What if I accidentally kick the plug out by accident? And then I have to start all over again. You start getting really nervous and anxious. So I had to go straight back to bed. It was about 3 in the morning. Went back to bed, let it do its thing. But I couldn't sleep because I'm sleeping and I'm thinking, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And I'm going to have to start all over again. And I ain't doing this again. So anyway, it finally went up. And then the process bar goes across then, which takes, well, doesn't take as long, but it, you know, winds you up again. But finally the thing went up. So all because of this FAT file format from PCs, I've had to spend a whole day and night uploading something that should have taken maybe an hour and a half. And that's why I'm tired right now. Wow. Technology, eh? Technology. Take away your knowledge. Wow. Anyway, I think the solution for me now, I'm going to have to find this Mac bar, this Mac high-speed internet bar, wherever it is, because I can't go through this again. But just, you know, to get this off my chest, I thought I'd come and tell you today why I'm so stressed. And it's because of technology. Wow, I need to go and do some photography or something. Calm my nerves down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.